Works. Welcome to our new program called Skin Deep, a mind-body program. I'm here to help people match their inner and outer beauty through inner healing. Before Skin Works and Ageless Beauty Skin Clinic, I worked as a wound care nurse, specializing in difficult to heal wounds ranging from diabetic ulcers, pressure ulcers, surgical wounds, etc. From those years of experience, I learned that a person's environment, nutrition, stress, and emotions contribute to the process and speed of healing. In this webinar, I will teach you how meditation can be healing to the mind and body, and how it deactivates our skin's prime age accelerating gene so you can stay looking young and fresh despite all the chaos in the world. You will learn how meditation slows down skin aging, reduces wrinkles, and so much more. There's so many anti-aging skincare products on the market today, and surprisingly, the best solution doesn't come in a bottle or tube. Hey, I'm not saying to stop using all your skincare products. So what I'm saying is that there's another alternative, and it's not aging gracefully or just letting your wrinkles get deeper. We're going to dive deep into some amazing studies showing meditation's incredible age-defying ability to rejuvenate and restore our skin, mind, and body. There's so much overwhelming evidence, and it's easy to see why meditators often look really, decades younger. Meditation really deactivates our skin's age accelerating gene. Some of you have been coming to me for years for Botox. So just like Botox blocks the enzyme that causes our muscles to contract, so you can't wrinkle your forehead or around the eyes, meditation blocks the aging gene. First of all, chronic inflammation makes us age really fast, making us look old long before our time. So what's the number one cause? Stress. For those of us who want to age gracefully, when chronic inflammation lingers in our skin, which is the largest organ, it can make our epidermis look old. Chronic inflammation causes wrinkles, sagging, loss of skin tone, pigmentation changes. Chronic inflammation from processed sugar, lack of sleep, poor diet, environmental toxins, secondhand smoke, UV light from the sun can speed up the aging process. So basically, stress affects us 24/7 in some degree or another. So what can we do about it? I highly recommend meditation, as it totally changed every area of my life and not just my skin. Meditation is an ancient practice that can restore our aging skin back to health and can transform us into a master stress buster. Whether it's divorce, job loss, death in the family, relocation, stress shows up on our skin first. So oftentimes, we dismiss it as unimportant and superficial. And then we miss the cues that our skin is that our skin is telling us something. So maybe our stress hormones is going up. When we meditate, it lowers our cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone, and it changes our brain's fear response and transforms the mind. According to a study done at Stanford University by Dr. Chang and his colleagues, I think this was back in 2009, the inflammatory gene, the aging gene, when you block it, it reverses the aging of the skin. So the word meditation comes from the Latin word meditor, meaning to reflect, ponder, or consider. Meditation originated as a spiritual and healing practice in various parts of the world more than 5,000 years ago. It has also been defined scientifically without reference to religious traditions as a self-directed, wakeful frame of mind coupled with deep bodily relaxation. Meditation is a method of acquiring access to our inner wisdom, achieving clarity and developing compassion with the possibility of resolving inner challenges during the process. Wisdom includes being present in the moment, and the way to wisdom is to understand ourselves as human beings. In meditation, individuals learn to focus their attention and quiet their minds. This usually involves becoming mindful of thoughts, feelings, and sensations while observing them in a non-judgmental manner. The practice of meditation can't change how we relate to the flow of our emotions and thoughts. As our minds become peaceful, many aspects of our lives become clear. Our attitude during meditation is important because it reflects the way we deal with our minds, emotions, thoughts, and changing moods. The most beneficial attitudes for meditation are acceptance, gratitude, and openness to the wisdom that we may receive during the process. Meditation and the brain. So we can understand the physiological aspects of meditation. Let's begin with a brief overview of the brain and nervous system. The brain is an amazing organ weighing about 3 pounds, the size of a medium cauliflower, with a texture similar to jelly. The brain is composed of 3 parts. Number 1, the cerebrum, which takes up most of the skull, and it's involved in memory formation and storage, problem solving, thinking, feeling, and movement. The cerebral hemispheres account for 80% of the brain's weight. Billions of neurons in these 2 hemispheres are connected by the corpus callosum. Do you like my drawing? The outer layer of the 2 hemispheres, the cerebral cortex, processes sensory information, controls voluntary movement, and regulates cognitive functions such as thinking, learning, speaking, remembering, and decision making. The frontal lobe over here controls executive functions like thinking, organizing, planning, and problem solving as well as memory, attention, and movement. The parietal lobe controls perception and the integration of stimuli from the senses. The occipital lobe is concerned with vision. The temporal lobe controls the senses of smell, taste, and sound, and formation of storage of memories. Number 2, the cerebellum, located above the brainstem, right here. The back of the brain under the cerebrum controls coordination and balance. So it takes up about 10% of the brain. Number 3, the brainstem, which sits beneath the cerebrum in the front of the cerebellum and connects the brain to the spinal cord. It controls the body's autonomic functions like breathing, digestion, heart rate, and blood pressure. So the healthy adult brain has 100 billion nerve cells called neurons with long branching extensions connected at 100 trillion synapse points in a network called neuron forest. Information flows through the synapses via tiny chemical pulses released by one neuron and received by another neuron. Chemicals called neurotransmitters carry the chemical pulses across the synapses. There are dozens of neurotransmitters. So to remain healthy, they must constantly maintain and repair themselves. The nervous system of the human body is comprised of the brain and spinal cord, and together they're called the central nervous system. The routes of nerves that connect to the rest of the body is known as the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system is further divided into 2 major parts: the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system, which is the involuntary system, helps mobilize the body for action. When you're under stress, the sympathetic nervous system produces the fight or flight responses. Your heart rate goes up, your breathing goes up, your sugar, your glucose mobilizes and it's sent to the large muscle group so you can run fast. Digestive processes decrease since they're not needed during stress, and blood vessels narrow, restricting the flow of blood to the periphery of the body and shunting it to the vital organs like your brain, heart, lungs, and kidneys. The parasympathetic nervous system causes blood vessels to dilate and digestive juices to increase. The brain has various types of electromagnetic waves that are connected to a different mind states or states of consciousness. Men, women, and children of all ages experience the same characteristic brain waves. They're also consistent across cultures. There are four main categories of brain waves: beta, alpha, theta, and delta. Beta brainwave occurs during awaking awareness, concentration, logical thinking, and active conversation. So the person delivering a speech, like what I'm doing right now, a teacher or a talk show host would be all in beta wave state when they're engaged in the work. Alpha wave happens during relaxation, meditation, hypnosis, and accelerated learning. So it's often experienced just after awakening and right before sleep. Theta wave happens when you're daydreaming, dreaming, creativity, meditation, out-of-body experiences. A person who is driving on the freeway and discovers that he or she can't recall the last 5 miles of the drive is often in a state induced by the process of freeway driving. So theta waves can also occur in the shower, tub, or even while shaving or brushing your hair. It's a state where tasks become so automatic that you can mentally disengage from them. The ideation that can take place during the theta state is off and free-flowing and occurs without censorship or guilt. It's typically a very positive mental state. Delta wave is dreamless, non-REM sleep, and it occurs during this state. The body often heals itself and resets its internal clock during this phase. So it's ideal for accelerated learning and stimulating the release of growth hormone. During meditation, brain waves shift through various stages. The most common brain waves in meditation are alpha waves, and they basically promote changes in the autonomic nervous system that calms the body and mind. Regular contemplative practice reverses the roles of the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So the normally dominant sympathetic nervous system takes a backseat to the normally secondary parasympathetic nervous system. So what happens is it lowers the blood pressure and lowers the heart rate and the amount of stress hormones in the body, and it calms the mind as well. So during meditation, the brain produces alpha and theta brain waves. Most of the person's day is spent in a beta brainwave state, which can be, really exhausting. So you want to attain alpha and theta brainwave states on a regular basis by practicing meditation, because it can improve memory, increase concentration, increase creativity, promote relaxation, and boost your energy levels and slow down the aging process. So the health effects of practicing meditation on a regular basis are so many and well documented. In addition to psychological and physiological effects, many symptoms of health-related conditions such as Anxiety, chronic pain, depression, and stress may be reduced with the use of meditation. There are many methods for practicing meditation, including, but not limited to, deep breathing, focusing on different parts of the body, walking meditation, mindfulness meditation, and centering prayer, and transcendental meditation. I know some of you are probably saying, Cheryl, I don't have time to meditate. I have 3 kids. I have to go to work. I have so many responsibilities. Well, you know what? The more responsibilities you have, the more kids you have, the more you need to meditate. Why don't you give yourself a gift of just 2 minutes throughout the day? You know, it's funny. Sometimes we even forget to breathe. Deep breathing technique is simple because breathing is a natural function. This method focuses attention on the breath. Inhale and exhale, breathing slowly and deeply. When attention wanders from the breath, which is normal, attention is gently, focused on the breath. Another technique is focusing on the body. This form of meditation involves an intense focus on different parts of the body. When practicing this type of meditation, you're aware of sensations such as pain, tension, warmth, or relaxation. During this practice, it's also helpful to combine breathing with a focus on the body. You can also imagine breathing heat or relaxation into and out of different parts of the body. Walking meditation is using walking as a meditative practice. It's an efficient and healthy way to promote relaxation. This technique can be used when walking in a beautiful forest or on the beach or even in the mall. When this type of practice is used, it's beneficial if the pace of walking is slower. This allows a focus on the movement of the legs or feet. You can also focus on the breath as it moves in and out of the body with each step. Another technique is mindfulness meditation. This is traditionally rooted in Eastern meditation disciplines. This method is universal. Mindfulness meditation focuses on awareness of the breath, body, mind, and environment, helping individuals become aware of what's happening in the moment. Mindfulness meditation is about being unconditionally present with whatever is happening. The primary technique is simply to focus on nothing but your breathing. Another technique is centering prayer. This method comes from the contemplative tradition and aims to establish a deep and personal connection with the divine through silence and stillness. In this process, thought is recognized for what it is and then released like a leaf floating down a river. This process is known as detachment, or letting go of the power of the thought. The last technique I'm going to talk about is transcendental meditation. This technique allows the mind to progressively experience higher levels of thought until it experiences the source of thought, which is pure consciousness and awareness. This is the most silent and peaceful level of consciousness, the innermost self. In this state of restfulness, alertness, the brain functions with significantly higher coherence, and the body goes into a state of deep rest. Meditators usually practice transcendental meditation for 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes in the evening while sitting comfortably with their eyes closed. According to researchers at the University of California, Davis, and the University of California, San Francisco, meditation has many positive psychological benefits, including increased stress management skills and increased overall sense of well-being. These positive changes that occurs during meditation are associated with greater activity of telomerase, an enzyme important for the long-term health of our cells in the body. Telomerase has been associated with a reversal or slowing down of the aging process, as well as an improvement in immune function. Meditators demonstrated the greatest improvement on various psychological measures and purpose in life, and had higher levels of telomerase in non-meditators compared to non-meditators. Neuroscientists have found that meditators mentally shift their brain activity to different areas of the cortex. In other words, brain waves in the stress, the frontal cortex move to the calmer frontal cortex. This mental shift decreases the negative effects of stress, mild depression, fear, and anxiety. During meditation, the physical body goes into a state of deep muscle relaxation while the person remains awake. Immune function improves as well. So it's been a life changer for me, and I believe meditation will change your life too. So I'm offering a one-day Skin Deep Mind-Body workshop in San Francisco. So for more information, please visit my website at www.cheryl-pierce.com. So if you have any questions, leave me a comment below. Thank you so much for joining this webinar. Thank you.